Welcome to Letters to Rising Leaders. It's a podcast series about God, soul, love, and leadership. And I'm your host, Tom Mohr. If you're joining along in my book, Letters to Rising Leaders, this is week 30, and the topic is American democracy. Equal opportunity. This is the fourth of 5 podcasts taking up the subject of American democracy. And I think we can all agree that our American democracy is in need of renewal, especially in terms of those 5 core values: individual liberty, equal vote, equal justice, equal opportunity, and truth. Today we're talking about equal opportunity, and I want to share the story of Father Peter Pabst, a Jesuit priest that I got to know when we were living in San Jose, California, where we lived for 20 years before moving back to Minnesota. Father Pabst is a great guy. He is a leader of goodness. He founded 2 Catholic middle schools serving underprivileged children, primarily from Latinx backgrounds, Sacred Heart for boys and Our Lady of Grace for girls. So one day I get a call from him, and he invites me to lunch, and when I get there, he sits down and immediately tells me his next big idea. He wanted to start a new Catholic high school to provide underprivileged students the opportunity to be better prepared to head off to college and to improve their lives. And he wanted me to join the board. And so I did. The school was called Cristo Rey San Jose High School. It's part of a network of 39 Cristo Rey high schools across the country. Now, Cristo Rey has a unique model that incorporates a full load of classwork for high school students, mixed in with a day a week in which every high school student is placed in a job for a day a week as an intern. It's a paid position. And so Cristo Rey high schools build these partnerships with businesses in the area around the school to be able to provide these jobs to the students. And it was a privilege to serve on this board and to watch Father Pabst at work. As time went on, the first class came in, and eventually all 4 years were fully populated, so the school was serving at its capacity 400 students, most of them Latinx. At Cristo Rey San Jose, the teachers and principal were just outstanding, and they worked really hard to help these students. On average, the freshman students coming in were 2 grades behind in math. And so we instituted a summer program to help kids catch up. And most did. Within a few months, most students had caught up, tracking where they should be in critical tracks like math. Expectations of all students at Cristo Rey were high. The teachers worked these students hard, and the students worked hard. And meanwhile, they were not just shouldering that full load of classes, but they were also taking on the day a week in their paid jobs. Now, most years at Cristo Rey during the time I was on the board, the graduating class, 100% of them went to college. Let me share an experience I had at one of the graduation ceremonies. Father Pabst was at the podium, and if you can imagine, this was on the basketball court of Santa Clara University. So the students were seated in chairs on the court, and then the families were around in the bleachers. And Father Pabst was at the podium, and he looked out to the 100 graduates, and they were all dressed in their blue graduation gowns and mortar hats and so forth. And Father Pabst asked every graduate who had a parent that had gone to college to stand. Just one student stood. And then he asked that every graduate who had a parent who had graduated from high school to stand. And just 20 graduates stood. Then he turned to the parents that were sitting in the stands. He thanked them for their sacrifices in support of their child. And then he smiled and asked that every student who had been accepted to college would please stand. All 100 stood. Every human being is of equal worth in the eyes of God. Every American deserves equal opportunity. But opportunity isn't equal. For every Cristo Rey high school, there are many thousands of high schools serving underprivileged communities with far too few resources to succeed, which leaves too many young lives stranded, unsupported, unchallenged, untaught. Perhaps this is your calling, good leader. If so, may God bless you in that work. The song for this week is Tell Me. I wrote this song about a mother fighting on behalf of her struggling child that he might get a better education. I hope you enjoy it.
She came to the parent-teacher conference, paper in hand, report card covered in scarlet letters, to hear what she should do. She wanted to hear firsthand. She said his absentee father doesn't give a damn. He never got into a preschool program, 40-kid class in kindergarten. Raised by me with my 8th grade education. Lives on a street with a crack house on it. Goes to bed often to the sound of sirens. Knows the kid hit by a freak stray bullet. How can he concentrate on math and science? Tell me. Oh, tell me, 'cause he's falling behind. You know he's falling behind. And I want a better future for my son, 'cause he's kind, and he's got a good mind. But he's checking out of a race he's gotta run. I think he's losing faith that he can break out of his circumstances. How can I convince him to hold on to hope? Tell me, teacher, what would you do? Tell me, teacher, if you knew what I knew, what would you do? The teacher thought about her crazy hours, boyfriend wanting time to see a movie. So many other kids are also struggling. What do I think that I am proving? Maybe I could meet with him an hour before class, give him extra help with his math and science, get him signed up for a Big Brother program, build his confidence and self-reliance. She said, your child's a bright young boy who's dealing with a lot right now. Yes, he has a future if we fight for it. Let's mom and teacher work together. We can help him find that flame. Show him how to dream again. Let's show him how to dream again.
Let's show 'em how to dream again. Well, that's it for today. I hope you'll join us next week for the next episode in this Letters to Rising Leaders podcast series. As I say each week, leader of goodness, go in faith to love and heal the world.